was that C.S. Lewis quote about the times not being optimal?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Oh, that's one of my favorite sermons ever given was by C.S. Lewis at University Church in Oxford in October 1939. Yes, I love that. Lewis was a master of prose as well as theological writing, and he gave this beautiful, beautiful sermon in which he said, the conditions are not optimal at the moment. The search for truth and beauty that our species goes through, sort of going through such a trial. But he says the point is the conditions never were optimal. They never are. He says even those periods of history which seem to be tranquil, like the 19th century, turn out on closer inspection to be filled with crises, alarms, panics, and all the rest of it. He says if humankind had put off the search for truth and beauty until the conditions were optimal, the search would never have begun. And the main point that he makes is that there is something wonderful and unusual about human beings. He says that the ants, for instance, have chosen their own route. They've chosen the safety and the security of the hive, and presumably they have their rewards. But as he says men are different. And he gives this beautiful list. I think I can remember it. He says, they propound mathematical theorems in beleaguered cells. They quote the latest poem whilst advancing on the walls of Quebec, make jokes on scaffolds, and comb their hair at the gates of Thermopylae. This is not panache, he says. It is our nature.
This indeed is the case with most of us, certainly with me. For this reason, I think it important to try to see the present calamity in a true perspective. The war creates no absolutely new situation. It simply aggravates the permanent human situation so that we can no longer ignore it. Human life has always been lived on the edge of a precipice. Human culture has always had to exist under the shadow of something infinitely more important than itself. If men had postponed the search for knowledge and beauty until they were secure, the search would never have begun. We are mistaken when we compare war with normal life. Life has never been normal. Even those periods which we think most tranquil, like the 19th century, turn out, on closer inspection, to be full of crises, alarms, difficulties, emergencies. Plausible reasons have never been lacking for putting off all merely cultural activities until some imminent danger has been averted or some crying injustice put right. But humanity long ago chose to neglect those plausible reasons. They wanted knowledge and beauty now, and would not wait for the suitable moment that never comes. Periclean Athens leaves us not only the Parthenon, but, significantly, the Funeral Oration. The insects have chosen a different line. They have sought first the material welfare and security of the hive, and presumably they have their reward. Men are different. They propound mathematical theorems in beleaguered cities, conduct metaphysical arguments in condemned cells, make jokes on scaffolds, discuss the last new poem while advancing to the walls of Quebec, and comb their hair at Thermopylae. This is not panache. It is our nature. Lewis C.S. Weight of Glory Collected Letters of C.S. Lewis P.P. 4950. HarperCollins. Kindle edition.